Hello boys, welcome you to the online class. Today I'm taking a class on class 6 English version on science. I think all of you are well and fine at home, doing your regular classes very attentively and taking the necessary steps and also practicing at home. So for the continuation of first lecture of chapter 6 and taking the second lecture today, we have started the chapter 6, that is sensory organ. Last class I have discussed about eye. Today let us find some another organ, sensory organ, for discussion. Okay, so let's start. First of all, today we are going to discuss about ear. That is one of our sensory organ, and we know out of 5 sensory organ, ear is one of them and very important for us. Now let us know something about ear. We have 2 ears, one on each side of our head. That means it is placed on both sides. 2 ear is placed on both sides of head. So we only know that ear is helping us to hearing, but no, it is actually maintain the balance of the body also. Okay boys, now let us know some more things about ear. How many parts of ear? Ear is divided in 3 parts, which are outer ear, that can be seen by our eyes. The portion of the ear is known as outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. So there are 3 parts. Now let us know more about of these parts. Describe outer ear with these parts. That means outer ear has its own parts. Let us describe. Outer ear is composed of 3 parts actually, that is pinna, ear hole and eardrum. What is pinna? It is a part of outer ear. It is a flap of skin and cartilage. Cartilage, you know, that is remain in your nose also. The soft part of bone that is known as cartilage. The main function of pinna is dispatch sound into ear hole. That means this portion of outer ear only have a function to send the sound to the ear hole. So ear hole convey sound from pinna. This is ear hole is a tube which connected with pinna, and this is only just carrying the sound. And what is eardrum? Last part of the outer ear, which is situated at the last after the ear hole, that is eardrum. Now let us see picture of level diagram of ear. Here you can see it is divided into outer ear, middle ear, inner ear. So this part is pinna. This is the part of here, it is the ear hole and other things. So now let us go and see the next part. Middle ear. Again, middle ear is also, which one is middle ear? Actually, that is situated between inner and outer ear, that is known as middle ear. Actually, middle ear is a sac which is filled of air. It should be air, boys. There is a mistake. It's not air. It should be air. AIR, air. It consists of 3 small bones. That means this middle ear is consisted of 3 small bones, namely malleus, incus, stapes. And what are the words of this bones. Actually, these bones helps to reach sound in the inner ear. There is the tube that connects ear with throat. Inside there is a tube in the figure. It is mentioned auditory canal. That was the tube, and inside there is another canal like thing and tube that connects ear with throat, and this tube has a function to make balance of air pressure in and out of eardrum. That is, inside and outside of eardrum, it makes the balance of air pressure. So these all are maintained also by these three bones of middle ear. Now let us know about inner ear. Inside the auditory capsule bone, inner ear is situated. So auditory capsule bone, that means already we have seen in the figure that there is a auditory canal, and after that canal inner ear is situated. It is divided into two major chambers. They are, that means the inner ear has two chambers. Number one, utriculus. This chamber is consists of three semicircular canal. Amongst them, two are vertical. That means there are three channels. Amongst two are vertical and one is horizontal canal. By hair-like sensory nerves, these canals are covered. Actually, they are not hair; they are sensory nerves, but they're looking like hair. And all the canals are covered with this type of nerves. These canals are filled with fluid, and that fluid is released to response the nerves when they are stimuli the nerves and take the impulse to the brain. Already in the first lecture we have known that brain is the center of all stimulation and all impulses. Okay, so all nerves are send the impulse about any stimuli to the brain. This here is also the same thing. Now let us know the second part of inner ear, the second chamber, that is speculus. This is a part of inner ear which have a coiled shell-like structure. This is actually coiled like structure. You can easily see from the figure of inner ear. This coiled shell-like structure is known as cochlea. Auditory sensitive cells are present in the walls of cochlea. That means this coil-like structure is known cochlea, and in its wall there is sensitive cells. The coil tube is filled with fluid. Earlier we also know that it is filled with fluid. So this part is also filled with fluid. Earlier we are also knowing about this part is all the canals are filled with fluid. Now let us know about how we can take care of ear. We already got to know about the parts of ear, inner, outer and middle ear. Now let us know how we can take care of our ear, as ear is a valuable organ for us. Without this ear we can't hear anything. So let us know how we can take care of ear. First of all, we have to clean it regularly. We have to be careful that water doesn't get enter into the ear while bathing. Consult with doctor if insect or other alien bodies enter in ear. I have mentioned here alien bodies because some insects like thing, those names we don't know or can't see, we haven't seen earlier, that is unknown to us. That's why we mentioned here alien bodies. So if insect or something like that is enter into our ear, we have to consult with the doctor how to remove them or what treatment should take. And last but not least, that avoid to listening high volume music. Okay, boys? So that is all about ear. Let us know another thing, another sensory organ of our body, and that is nose. Why we use nose? Actually, nose is a organ which makes difference between the fragrance and audio. You can easily make difference which one is fragrance and which one is audio. If you are passing through by a garbage, you can really easily realize is this audio or fragrance. And if you are passing through by a flower shop, then you can easily know this is fragrance or audio. So for this organ you can make the differences, and that is nose. Another thing, we take breath by this nose. It is situated above the vocal cavity. Vocal cavity actually inside the mouth. The cavity is known as vocal cavity. It is actually the above position of vocal cavity. Now let us know about details in nose. How many parts of nose? There are two parts, nostril and nasal canal. Here is a picture of nose. Here you can see this is our vocal cavity, and above it this is the nose, and this is nasal cavity which is going to meet the throat and pharynx. Okay, now, and this is actually the nostril for external nose, the head is shows. So let us come to more details on nose. Now let us know about the parts of nose. Earlier we got to know about two parts of nose. There is a nostril. Nostril is a part through which air enters to the nose. That means the beginning of the nose, the holes which is already there, and that is known nostril. Second part, that is nasal canal. This part is actually a cavity inside the nostril. It is cavity which extends from nostril to back of throat or pharynx. That means in throat there is a place called pharynx, and after that a cavity is there, and that is known as nasal canal. This cavity is triangle in shape, and divided into two parts by a thin wall. You can easily realize it by giving figure in your nose that there is a thin wall which makes the canal two chamber. Okay, front part is covered with hair, and the hinder part, that is the back part, is filled with mucous membrane. It's a mucous membrane in the back part. This mucous membrane is also known as cell membrane. So here it is known as cell membrane, the mucous membrane. The another name of cell membrane is mucous membrane. Why it is mucous membrane? Because there are so many smell receptor cells which let you know the difference between fragrance and audio, and some blood capillaries are also present there. So that is all about nasal canal. Now let us know how we can take care of nose. Actually, we should clean mucous membrane regularly if there is dirt. Actually, dirt is trapped inside in this portion, especially for children. It is very necessary to clean it up regularly. So boys, today after this nose we have discussed, on the next part I will discuss the other sensory organs. I think all of you will go through these lessons and realize. If you have any problem to realize the topics, just let me know in the comment section, and I will give discussion on that portion. Okay, till then, Stay safe at home, listen to your parents, and study regularly. Okay, boys? Bye for today.